Today, we're doing something a little different. We're not just diving into biology, we are embarking on an incredible journey. We're going to shrink ourselves way, way down to the microscopic level to tour the bustling, hidden universe that exists inside every single living thing, including you. So let me just start with a question, and I want you to really think about it. Forget skin and bone and all that for a second. At the most fundamental level, what are you really made of? The answer, it turns out, is a civilization more complex and vast than anything in human history. You see, you're not just one single thing. You are a massive, sprawling civilization made of trillions of tiny living cities. Each one of those cities is a single cell, and every one of them is working, communicating, and living in this incredible harmony to make you, well, you. And this idea, the cell as a city, is what we're going to explore today.
Okay, so to understand this civilization, we first have to understand the rules. The laws that govern every single city within it. What exactly is a cell, and what are the fundamental laws it lives by?
Here's the official definition. But what does that actually mean? Well, a cell is the absolute smallest thing that can be considered alive. Think of it like a single Lego brick. You can't get any more basic than that, right? But from that one little brick, you can build, well, everything. Every life process, from making energy to taking out the trash, it all happens inside this tiny package.
What's wild is that we didn't always know this. For most of human history, this entire universe was completely invisible to us. It took centuries of curiosity and the invention of the microscope for some pioneers to peer into a drop of water and boom, a whole new reality just opened up.
And all of that discovery really boils down to this, the three unbreakable laws of our cellular city. These are the core tenets of cell theory. First, everything that's alive, from a sequoia tree to a person, is made of cells. Second, the cell is the most basic unit of that life. And third, and this is a big one, cells don't just pop into existence. They can only be created when other cells divide.
So all of our little cities follow those same basic laws. But it turns out they come in two very different architectural styles. You can almost think of them as two different kingdoms of life.
Just take a look. On the left, you've got a prokaryotic cell. Think of it as a simple one-room workshop. It's efficient, but it's very basic. Now look to the right. That's a eukaryotic cell. Don't worry about all the complicated labels for now. Just look at the structure. It's our sprawling, complex city with all these specialized districts and buildings. The difference in complexity is just obvious. Let's break that down. The real game changer here is the nucleus. Prokaryotic cells, like bacteria, they don't have one. Their genetic material just kind of floats around inside. But eukaryotic cells, which make up plants and animals like us, they have a dedicated nucleus, a city hall, if you will, to protect their DNA. They also have tons of other little membrane-bound departments, which we call organelles. For our tour, we'll be focusing on one of these complex eukaryotic cities. All right, tour time. Let's zoom right in, meet some of the residents, and see the departments that keep one of these amazing cities running 24/7. Our first stop has to be the most important building of all, the nucleus. This is the city's control center, its city hall. Tucked inside this protective membrane are the chromosomes, which hold the DNA. That's the master blueprint for everything the city builds and does. Seriously, every single order for the entire city originates right here. Of course, any city needs energy to run. That's the job of the mitochondria. These are the power plants, working tirelessly day and night to turn nutrients into something called ATP, which is the molecular fuel that powers every single activity in the cell. Without the mitochondria, the city just goes dark. Okay, now let's talk logistics. This incredible structure here is the Golgi apparatus. The easiest way to think of it is as the city's main post office and shipping center. It receives proteins and other molecules, modifies them, sorts them, and then packages them up to be shipped to their correct destinations, both inside and outside the city. A busy city produces a lot of trash. That's where the lysosomes come in. These are the sanitation and recycling crews. They're filled with powerful enzymes that break down old, worn-out cell parts, junk, and even foreign invaders. They're absolutely essential for keeping the city clean and running efficiently. So we've seen the basic layout of a eukaryotic city. But even within this kingdom, there are different models. Let's take a look at the differences between an animal cell city and a plant cell city. It's like a tale of two cities. Plant and animal cells share a lot of the same departments, a nucleus, mitochondria, you name it. But there are a few key architectural differences that completely change how each city functions. And this lays out those differences brilliantly. Plant cells have that rigid outer cell wall, which gives them structural support. It's literally why trees can stand so tall. They've also got that massive central vacuole to store water and maintain pressure. But the most important difference? Plant cells have chloroplasts. These are tiny solar panels that let them perform photosynthesis, making their own food from sunlight. Animal cells, well, we can't do that. We've toured the city, and we've seen its unique features. But for our final stop, let's witness the most spectacular event of all, how one of these cities creates a brand new one. This process is called mitosis, and it's like a carefully choreographed dance where a cell first duplicates its entire blueprint, all of its DNA, and then, as you can see in these stages, it organizes and separates those blueprints perfectly. The result is two identical daughter cells. This is how we grow, how we heal. It's how one city meticulously plans and builds a perfect copy of itself. So when you look at a map like this, you realize a cell isn't just a blob of jelly. It's a universe of interconnected parts, a complex and beautiful machine where every single department plays a vital role in this grand symphony of life. And how many of these cities make up your civilization? The average adult human body is estimated to contain about 37 trillion cells. That's 37 trillion of these microscopic universes all working together right now inside you. Which leaves us with one final kind of mind-bending thought. You are a civilization of 37 trillion individual living cities, all following the same genetic blueprint. So what is the consciousness that emerges from this incredible microscopic crowd that makes you uniquely you?